How much longer we get? Oh wait, no, that's right. We're not gonna be. We can do it whenever. Start whenever, right?
Yeah.
So, how are we gonna do this?
You may have to
always do it.
Yeah,
I'm Jimmy Lawson. I'll go.
It'll be good. Yep.
This is
Yep.
Good Times Radio.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah.
DJ Chubb's here, gonna show us what he does.
Yep. Exactly. And
Oh,
since
man.
it's
Maybe you should
just,
just do it.
yeah,
Take
Oh,
over.
yeah.
Since it's just like on the radio, say, you know,
Yeah.
TRTV. Yeah.
Switch spots.
Right.
See how he
Not
does it.
Sunday anymore.
Exactly.
all right. Are you guys ready?
Yeah. Now, how are you gonna be talking to Marcel? Because I want to get both of you guys. It's gonna be hard to keep switching like this.
No, here, man. Just
Would
like
it be easy to stand over there and then Jimmy come
yeah,
over here?
yeah.
with you?
I'm gonna.
Oh
end up
yeah.
moving
Why don't you go
so-
over there?
Okay. Because you're also.
It's gonna be easier. Yeah. I
Do
just
you want me
wanna.
to stand over there then?
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
cool actually if you'd like.
Yeah, see?
Would it be? Is that a good spot, or are these things too much in the way?
Between here and there.
Okay.
Okay.
If you need
He
to
just-
move a mic over it all, you can do it too.
Okay. He just wanted the activity of what was going on. He didn't necessarily want the
Okay.
background.
Sure. All right. Cool.
Make
Yeah.
up.
Hair, powder.
Yeah. Right. Molly comes up to you. Goes, whoa! What are you doing? Oh man. Ready, Jim?
Yep.
Alrighty. So when I go like that, it means
Yeah, I know.
I know. Believe me, I know.
Doing it for years.
Yeah, right? Believe me, I know. Maybe if I zoom in on you tight and zoom... No, I'm sure. Alright.
All right, then, folks, you guys can check out these videos and more at marslines.com. We're here live with I can't say Mr. Chubb, sorry. We're here live with Chubbs, a.k.a. Marcel Forrest. What's going on, man?
Doing all right, bro.
Alrighty. So he's going to kind of go through a bit and break down what it is that he does. So really, really quick for people that maybe haven't seen the other video, why don't you tell them really, really quick what it is that you do?
Well, I'm a producer. I produce different genres of music, and what I decided to do, thanks to Jimmy and Art, is to bring my laptop and MIDI keyboard, which I probably won't use that much, to show what it is I use to make music. And so if you was following the other show or the other segment, you'll be able to go on my website and hear the music that's the result of what I'm doing.
And really, really quick, what is your website, really quick, for those tuning in?
The website is lakestreetdetour.com. It's Lake, LakeDetour.com.
Right on, excellent. So, why don't you kind of just start things off for us here? Then, how are you going to plan on kind of showing us what it is that you do?
Well, I'm going to take one beat that I already did that you guys played on the show earlier, which was the subtle style.
Subtle style, okay.
That particular genre of music, I'm going to break that down.
Okay.
You know? And so to come up with that actual beat, since I listen to a lot of jazz, what I'll do is I'll open my virtual DJ program. That's just first. That's for the mood, you know. And I'll load in, as you can see, I got 4 decks up here. But most of the time I get to deck 2, I already know what I want to do.
Sure.
So if you just look at this deck here, per se, it's already have a song loaded up. That's a Miles Davis track. And basically I'm just going to press play, and this is usually what I do. It's kind of loud.
Right on.
You know, so that'll play, and I'll be in the song thinking about like, okay, occasionally I'll just hit the loop button every now and again, you know, just to see how a certain section sounds when it's looped, you know. See, that just do that. You know what I'm saying? But then, for this song, for the purpose of the video, to make time a little faster, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a section I already looped out, and I'm just going to let that play. And then I'm going to go to a different program, which is Reasons, to see how that will sound over a classic hip-hop beat.
Okay.
Okay? So I'll play that. See that part right there? Oh, no, okay, I'll keep that going. And then what I do is I'll close that down, pull up with Reasons, which is this program here. I already have a drum pattern there. And so what I'll do is I'll hit that on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Right on. Nice.
You kind of saying?
Yep.
So now, after that's going, what I'll think of is, okay, all right, that sounds kind of flat.
Yeah.
So then I'll pull up my Mixcraft program, which is this program here.
Okay.
Now this is the way Mixcraft looks as I've already done the beat. But if we used to clear it out, it looks like this. Okay. I go down to my project speed, and if this one is playing at 87.9 beats a minute, I'll type that in as my project speed. Now, then I open up the sound card. See how it's jumping there? I can just record it.
And then, so what's going on right now is being recorded right here.
Yeah, it's just recording the loop. But for purposes of the show, I'm just doing it the quick way.
Sure.
Okay? So, okay, I already looped that for 4 bars, right? Now I'll go back into the other one. I'll stop that. Okay? Then I'll go into my virtual DJ. Stop that. Okay? Boom, break that down. Go back to Mixcraft. There we have that loop. Right? You know, I transfer it over to this program. See, the cool thing about Mixcraft is that this program, first of all, is inexpensive. So if anybody's thinking about getting started into making beats, but they want to have a multi-track sequencer to record what they're doing, go with Mixcraft.
Mixcraft.
Yes, and there's a Mixcraft 6 out right now, but that one's about $150, which isn't expensive compared to other programs, but the difference between Mixcraft 6 and Mixcraft 5 is that they only have one new feature.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you gonna pay like $75 more for one feature?
Yeah.
You know that you may not necessarily use.
Totally.
You just want a recording base. You know, you want somewhere to start where you can master and edit your songs,
Totally.
which is what Mixcraft is good for.
Right.
Because it has plenty of VSTs, it has plenty of plugins that you can use to do that. Now, outside of that, that's where the keyboard comes in, because I go back to Reasons. Reasons is good for just like that pure quality sound, you know. And so I'll load up, let's just say I'll load up a synthesizer into this rack, okay. And once I get into this rack, what I'll do is I'll load in the bass sound,
Okay.
okay, and I'll play the bass sound from here.
Okay. And then you'll put it over there.
I'll put it over this track here.
Sure.
So that might be a fast tutorial of what I do, but it's more involved than that. Like I keep saying, for purposes of the show, I just want to show you how I get down, because once you hear the music, I'm only working with 3 programs here. Virtual DJ is what I just put on when I just grab my glass or whatever it is I'm drinking on,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
And
Water,
then,
whatever.
yeah, exactly, water. See, water. And then I'll put 4 different random jazz tracks inside of the decks. And I'll just listen to them. I'll just sit back, drink my water,
Yeah,
you
right,
know,
right.
and I'll listen to them. But then something will happen in the song that caught my attention, and I'll hit the loop button to see what it sounds like. You know,
Yep.
once it sounds like on the loop, because you can't loop anything.
Right.
You know, if he's doing a nice little riff on the horn, then all of a sudden it goes like back to the regular instruments, and then that riff comes back in. You know, that won't sound right. You have to catch them like I just did right there with a dun 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 dun. You don't know where it stops. You don't know where it starts.
Exactly.
You know, so that loop was tight. I'll hear something like that, and I'll stop it on one deck. Then I'll grab another song, and I'll listen for what's missing. Okay, I got horns on this one. Maybe I want a piano riff. Maybe I want a xylophone. I'll find a jazz song that has piano or xylophone or vibraphone in it, and I'll listen to that for a little while, you know, and then I'll hear something that I like, loop that, then I'll put both loops together to see how it sounds.
Right.
After I do that, then I go back into Reasons, get my drum loop, play it underneath that sample and see how funky, how does it groove together, you know?
Sure.
You know, like that last one, I did that in like 10 minutes before I left the house to come here.
Right.
Just to show you
That is
what I
wild
do, but you see, that's how simple it can be.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that.
And it sounded great, man.
Hey, I appreciate that,
Sounded
man. And
excellent.
I haven't even like put my stamp on that one yet.
Yeah.
That was just for here.
Right. Well, it sounds freaking great, man. So then after this, then you would add in the bass. What else would you add into this?
That track?
Yep.
Voice samples.
Okay.
Just different things that express whatever I'm feeling for that song. Like that one song I did, Subtle Style.
Okay.
You know, like I found 4 different interviews with like famous people,
Yeah.
dead or still alive. And funny, what was it? Art pointed this out, which I didn't catch.
Yep.
I just was going with the flow. That each one of those people mentioned the word style in their interview, and I was like, wow. Even when he said it, I was like, I don't even remember thinking
Right.
that this was what I wanted
What
to do.
were you thinking?
You know? Well, it worked out, you know?
It did, man. It worked
And
out.
so, and that's just for hip-hop, jazz stuff. Now, I do also, like I said, I do R&B, and I've been doing the piano thing lately. So I can, you know, load up one of those tracks for you to give you a better feel of that, how rounded I am when it comes to some of these tracks. Like, let's see, you know what? The one we was talking about, we just called it Enter the Chamber, which is originally was going to be the intro song to the album dedicated to my wife.
Okay.
But I'll still just actually play it so that you can hear it. Because you didn't get a chance to hear it on the show.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And
Yeah.
you probably won't be able to hear it till you get home. But I'll play it now anyway.
Yeah. And so this is what the final product would be after everything is all said and done. Come take a look at all the different
want to look at this. I can break
tracks.
it down for you. If you notice here on the side, now this is still Mixcraft. Well, you see the keys, but we'll say it's my Sonata. This is all me playing that, bro. And then the Arctic Winds, that's a sound effect. This is a sound effect. This is another sound effect. And then I start adding in the different instruments and then different type of, you see, like as it goes down, it breaks down with the snares and the hats and things of that nature.
Look at all that.
You know. But I got that as a mixture from all those programs that I was working with. Except for Virtual DJ. I didn't do anything with Virtual DJ because this is more or less like actually me playing the piano, you know. So it starts off, you know, feeling like it's, you know, relaxing. But
And this is you actually playing.
yeah, this is me playing. Just look at that classical thing. Yeah. But making beats isn't hard. It's just about dedication.
Yeah.
You know what it is you're looking for, that you really want to do.
Totally. It's really cool how you also have tracks where it's just you actually playing and you making it all.
Yeah, that's
You know,
why I
it's
wanna
got
do
this
it.
really good ear for everything. It's awesome.
Don't ask me what I was thinking when I came up with that. I just
Or
was,
what you were
I was just
thinking
pretty
is-
much making love to the piano. Like, all right,
That's
that's
great.
where I wanted to start. I started here, and I went all the way down to here, and I break it down to more hip hop, like right about here. It's starting to liven up a little bit slowly. You know, I was feeling something I was playing, but this is just an intro, you know, to the album. It's not an actual song.
Right.
It's just the
intro.
Just the intro, you know, because I'll probably be talking over this, you know, expressing how I feel about my wife, because this is for her, you know. So, but it sounds like it's dark and like trouble.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Right, yeah.
You know, because when I add the words to it,
Right.
it
Absolutely.
won't be that at all. It'll be more or less about emotion. When some screens come in here, you know, it'll be more emotional. You know, it won't be so dark and like, man, it's supposed to be a love album.
Yeah, right.
You know?
What kind of marriage is this?
Yeah, right?
Just kidding.
Yeah. But that's just gonna be the intro there. But I just try to show you another aspect of me, you know, because I also do the keys. I'm not just strictly electronic MIDI keyboard, samples, pre-recorded things. I'm not all about them. I'm also about playing, you know, too.
That is awesome, man.
Yeah.
Right on, man.
in there.
Well, that is really, really cool to see, you know, where it starts and where it ends. And granted, this one is different. Like you said, you know, you're not using, what's the name of the...
Well, virtual DJ, I'm not
Virtual
using that way.
DJ.
And I use a little bit of Reasons, but this is mostly me on the piano, and I use mostly Mixcraft for this one.
It's just cool to kind of see, like, you know, where it can start and where it can end, you know? You know,
Yeah.
where it can, and it's so funny because this is where this project ends, but the whole album starts. You know, there's so much more that's about to happen that you're about to make or that you have made, or, you know. It's really,
Yeah.
it's really, 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 really cool. How long would you say the average amount of time you spend on making a track is?
Well, if it's the hip hop jazz stuff that I'm doing, dude, that flows like water.
Yeah.
It can go anywhere from 1 day to 2 days. I do those tracks quick
Yeah.
because I really feel those. Because, see, I'm a DJ first, then I'm a producer. So all the records that I have in my studio, I have more fun just digging through records, looking at different samples,
Right.
you know, just scratching them in there. But before you, like you said earlier, time flies when you're having fun. Before you know it, I done put all these samples into this song, you know, and threw this hip hop beat to it, and it's pretty much done.
Yeah.
You know, I just gotta tweak a couple of nuances, but outside of that, that doesn't take long.
Right.
When I'm actually playing on the keyboard, now that could take like 3-4 days.
I'm sure.
Because, you know, I like to, when I play keyboard, I don't just sit down there for a melody. I sit down to, what do I feel
Right.
with this song, you know? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
You
of course,
musician too.
of course.
You know, you just don't pick it up and, you know, play the same chord over and over again, or play something like, oh, okay, you know, that sounds good. Let's do something with that. No, you feel something at that particular moment. You know?
That you're absolutely right. I guess one of the last questions that I have for you is like, are you one of the kind of people the kind of artists that will work on something until it's done, or do you kind of like dabble and then go back and do something else and then come back to it, or like, you know, once you start something and you want to do something with it, you're there working on it until it's done? How does that?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely like that. I think I have selective OCD.
Okay.
Something like that, because when I start working on a project, you know, you can't force creativity, but if you wait too long, it'll be gone. You know, so I take care of it while I have it.
Totally.
You know, so I'll finish it. Now, the only time that I'll actually come back to a project is when I'm trying to force something. Like, I know I want to be in the studio creating something, but I don't know what.
Right.
And I'm in there messing around, and I come up with a funky little, you know, groove, and I'm like, okay. But I'm not really,
Right, you're not really feeling
it.
Yeah.
I'll leave it alone. Which is funny, because that house track that you played today,
Yeah.
you know how long ago I made that track? I made that track, I think, before I met you.
Really?
I made that track before I met you, which is over a year ago.
Yeah.
But I put it on the shelf because I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't ready for it. And then I came back to it earlier this week because I wanted to do something special for the show, just for the show. And I played it again, but given everything I've learned from when I first touched that track, and I met you and all the programs I've been learning how to use, went back to that track, and you heard it. You know, that track was, hey, it was off the hook.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of my house head buddies, they love that one.
Yeah.
You know, but I had done that track years ago. Not years ago. I'd done that track way before I met you. But then I came back to it just this past week and finished it in one day because.
But it's, yeah, man, you know, it's just something that, you know, you're feeling that you can actually get done. Like, you know, after seeing this, that's really, really cool, man. Work goes into it, that's for sure.
I would actually like to, do we have time for me to show you how I broke that house track down? We're running out of time.
I think we might be running out of time, man. Okay. We can always come back, though, and do it, you know?
Until next year.
Yeah, until next year. No, man, we'll figure something out, man. Have it and get
I'll tell you what, I'll personally show you how I did that track after we wrap things up.
All right, Marcel, hey, man, thank you for being on, man. Do you have any more parting words?
Well, like I said, if you want to know anything else about me, my website answers all of those questions. You can see my tracks or you can contact me at lakestreetdetour.com. That's LakeStreetDetour.com. Or if you're a SoundCloud head, you can find me on SoundCloud at DJ Chubb 38. Outside of that, everything will be personal, like my Facebook or Instagram. So SoundCloud and Lake Street Detour. Then a lot of tracks I talked to Jimmy about will be on that website.
All right, then. Well, hey, Marcel, thanks again for being on.